Well, I'm just about ready to go. 80 grains weighed, my homemade gunpowder. I'm not telling you what the charcoal is or anything like that. That'll be all brought in at the very end. And yeah, as predicted, here's the breeze. But what I will do is at the end of the 5 shots, I'll take the chronograph off of the tripod, put it in the shade so it'll have a chance to cool down while I clean the barrel. Because in all of this testing I want to do, I want that first shot to go down a clean barrel. So let me kind of get regrouped here, and we'll take the first shot. $16.75. $11.62. Enjoy the filler. So here's a little bit of filler while I reload my gun. I bought this Spectracide May 2nd, 2024. And remember, we're all being told, don't use it, don't use it, it don't make good gunpowder. Well, I have 30 grains set up in a pile right now. I'll zoom in on it, I'll take the torch and I'll burn it. And I just want to see how much garbage is possibly left behind. Now before I show you the board, remember, if you hadn't seen it, go back in this channel and I actually purified it or recrystallized this bottle of Spectracide stump remover. Okay, so here's the board. I'll let the camera focus in on that. Move it a little bit. You can see for yourself it's a pretty clean burn. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same 30 grains, fill this 4-inch tract, light it off with a match, and we'll just see how fast it burns in a straight line. Okay, as you can see, I had a shadow going across that last sensor because I got to wondering why in the hell did I lose like 600 feet in velocity. I think that's why. So I'm going to wait for a little bit and retake that second shot. So while I wait for the self-adjusting sun to move my shadow across my chronograph, just might be interested in knowing that even though I have 80 grains by weight, now this gunpowder I'm using is a combination of 2,3F, but on my powder measure I'm at about 95. So by volume I'm adding another 15 grains. By volume, not weight. $14.92. That's almost a little bit more like it. Let me get reloaded. $15.19. $16.50. It looks to me like it went up pretty quick, didn't it? Here's the block. Once again, it's pretty clean. There's a few maybe little white specks. It's almost indiscernible. But anyhow, if you have someone out there telling you that Spectracide is not a good source for potassium nitrate to make gunpowder, I beg to differ. Again, what I did is I took and I purified this stuff myself, and you just saw the results. $16.46. Okay, that's 6 shots. I'm going to throw out that second shot. So I'm going to clean the barrel, weigh my next powder, and take 5 shots. So here's another piece of filler while I reload my gun. Underneath the video that I had done shooting paper cartridges that I had made with the tissue paper that, you know, one would use for patterns for making dresses and types of clothing. Someone had asked if I had tried nitrating this, if I understood the question properly, tried nitrating this with potassium nitrate. The quick answer is no, only because coffee filters are designed to work with water. This tissue paper, now when I hold it up to the light, I can see that it's a pretty thin paper. And just to think ahead a little bit, I have not tried to nitrate cigarette paper. Okay, now when I hold this up to the light, let me unfold it here. When I hold this up to the light, you can see that the paper is much more densely packed. Now I've taken my micrometer, my dial caliper, and both of these papers mic out at 1,000. So they're pretty thin, but when you do a side-by-side comparison of the two, up in the light, the paper that's used for making patterns is a lot more sheer. It's a lot more see-through, okay? But knowing that this is not designed for water, I'm going to take this real quick. I'm going to dump it in some water. Okay. Let it sit in there a second. You know, mimicking this water having potassium nitrate dissolved in it. Okay, now it's staying together, but look how easily it tears now. Now, can you imagine what this would do if you're trying to make paper cartridges out of it to nitrate it? Now, what this does when it dries, that's an entirely different subject. And in fact, as a piece of filler material, I'm going to set this over here to dry. But the point that I'm getting at is that if you put it in water, it's going to naturally fold into itself. And when you try to unfold it, it does tear. I've got it folds right here. At least, yeah, see, it's actually tearing as I'm trying to unfold it. Because this type of tissue paper is not designed to work with water. There's another little fold right here. You see, I just tore through it trying to grab the corner of it. Okay, so we'll let that dry, and we'll check in on this a little bit later. Now, the same thing might hold true with the cigarette paper. Even though it's 1,000 thick, it is not as sheer as the pattern paper is. Okay, so I'm going to stick it in the water for just a moment, like I'm coating it with potassium nitrate. See, once it comes out, it folds into itself, and because it's not really designed to be working with water such as a coffee filter, it actually tears a whole lot more easier, believe it or not, than that pattern tissue paper. So I have another piece right here, a little bit bigger one here. I'm going to take and just kind of see if I can't dunk this without folding it. Okay, so far so good. Now it's folding, wanting to come out, but I do have a flat piece. So I'm going to lay that right here, and we'll check on it to see how well it dries and if it can maintain a sense of rigidity. And if it does, then it might be worth somebody experimenting, saturating these or soaking them with dissolved potassium nitrate. Another option might be with a spray bottle. That might be probably the best way to go about it right there. But I'm going to let these dry here for a little while, and we will see what the end result is. Okay, barrel's cleaned out. Got the next gunpowder weighed. It's about approximately the same, about 15 more grains by volume equals the weight. So, let's see what this gunpowder's going to do. $16.96. Pulled it. I'll have to retake that because it's 41. Stay tuned. $16.15. $15.62. $16.32. $15.94. So that'll end round one in this game. Take your guess. Figure out which gunpowders I'm using, whether they're pucked with a 1-inch die, 1 5/16", or the 2-inch. Have fun. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to share this with your bestest of buds. Now I got a gun to go clean and some equipment to put away. Bye.